I was talking to social media's Sean Avery the other day, and you guys probably know who that is. He's in the comment section of a lot of NHL-related YouTube content. He's on Twitter. He's kind of popular amongst the NHL community, and we were talking about Canucks prospects and Canucks because there's still this age-old question of this season on whether or not we should be going for the first overall pick or not. And eventually this conversation led into discussing Nikita Tryamkin, or Nikita Tryamkin, however you want to pronounce it, and whether or not he's really going to return to Vancouver. As it stands right now in 2017, the reasons that he left Vancouver in the first place were, well, him and his wife had to move halfway across the world to a brand new country to try and make a career out of something new, and he didn't really feel that a part of the team, he wasn't getting the ice time he wanted, he didn't like the decisions that were made, he didn't like that guys like Lucas Spiza and whatnot were being given more ice time than he was, and he felt that was kind of unfair. The Canucks suggested to him, hey, you should go down to the AHL for a conditioning stint because your conditioning needs some work. He refused that. There was a no AHL clause in the contract that he signed with the Canucks, and overall, he just felt kind of unwelcomed in a way, and from a fan base perspective, that's definitely not the case because all the fans, we were really excited for Nikita Tryamkin. A lot of people were hyping him up as the next Bure in terms of nationality and status and basically how he came over from Russia to play here. People weren't saying he's going to be the next Bure as in skill-wise, but just the situation and the circumstances that led to him coming here. But obviously he didn't really like that, so he went back to his hometown KHL team, the Avtomobilist in Yekaterinburg, and I have no idea if I pronounced that right, I probably didn't, but following these guys on Instagram, they recently posted a picture of Nikita Tryamkin doing his thing. He's on the ice, he's celebrating after what looks to be a goal, and he's got the C on his jersey. Checking out all other outlets for this team online, it appears that Tryamkin has actually been given the A. He's been given the alternate captaincy for this team. This image on the Avtomobilist Instagram has him wearing the C for this team. He was named the best defenseman in the KHL 2 months in a row. In November, Nikita Tryamkin led the KHL's defenseman list with 42 shots, 28 hits, 15 block shots, and for the second straight time, he was named the Defenseman of the Month. He also got 7 points, and 7 points, that isn't too much, but considering his other contributing capabilities to the team, as in the block shots, the hits, and everything, Tryamkin's a superstar in the KHL right now, and the fans love him. They all like him, he loves it there, it's his hometown team. This is the kind of thing that he kind of wanted to see in Vancouver. The success and everything, but he wasn't getting it here, so he decided to go back. He probably felt a little bit homesick, not gonna lie. He's 22 years old when he was with us, and he was on the road trips. You know, he's on the road trips trying to make friends, trying to connect with the team, but he didn't really feel that much. So now he's back over there in Russia, and there are some nights where I see him getting 29 minutes of ice time per game, and that's incredible. This is the role that he wanted to see instilled within himself when he was with Vancouver, but he didn't get it here, so he went back to Russia. And now, he's having the time of his life. He's having such a good KHL career that one might start to question, is he coming back? And if you're asking for this season, heck no. He wants to play in the Olympics. He's probably going to play in the Olympics if the KHL is capable of going. Because there's a bit of controversy right now considering the KHL and the Olympics. And if they do end up going, you bet that Tryamkin is going to be a key part of that Russian team. In terms of down the line though, I mean, it really depends on what the KHL does and what the other KHL teams do. Because taking a look at just the Vancouver Canucks, the team he was with before, Sean Avery was talking about how there's a new coach, there's a new idea with the mindset, we're giving time to the younger guys, which might inspire Tryamkin to come back, because he might want to be a part of this new grand thing that the Canucks are trying to build with their young guys, and I can see that. I can totally see that. I can see Tryamkin looking at the Canucks and being like, okay, there's a new coach, we're not really relying on guys like Lucas Spiza anymore, younger guys like Hutton and Pouliot and whatnot, they're getting ice time, I might want to come back here and I might want to try this again, because it's a new direction, it's a new team, we've got a new idea in terms of our goals and what we want from our younger players. So maybe they want some other younger guys to step up, and maybe I can be that younger guy. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if Nikita Tryamkin said that to himself and he decided to come back to Vancouver. However, if he comes back to Vancouver, the one thing that we really do have to talk about is the contract. Because he was getting $925,000 when he was with Vancouver. And that's fantastic money if you're taking a look at a normal person, but for an NHL player, that is the bare minimum. However, if we're talking about contracts, we have to consider the KHL, because Tryamkin is a superstar in Russia right now. He's the alternate captain. He has the C on his jersey in an Instagram picture they posted. He's the Defenseman of the Month for 2 straight months. There is no way in hell that a KHL team who wants to keep this guy is not going to pay him a heck of a lot of more money than he would have gotten if he played in Vancouver. Because playing in the KHL, and if he's a superstar there, he's going to get big bucks if any KHL team wants to keep him. And the thing is, with the KHL, the taxes are lower, they're willing to spend a lot more money on their own superstars that are homegrown and everything. So, if Tryamkin stays in the KHL, that wouldn't surprise me either, because that means that some KHL team out there would have paid him the big bucks to be a contributor. And if you're Nikita Tryamkin, there might not be a point in coming back to the NHL because, well, the big bucks are in Russia, and you're gonna get paid if you play in Russia. The only insightful thing that would inspire Tryamkin to come back that doesn't relate to the money is the team, and the direction, and the success, and the potential success that any Canucks team could impose if Tryamkin was there. And it's a good mindset to have, thinking that, okay, if he doesn't come back, we could just trade his rights for something else, and, that's obviously the best way to go. If we know that he's not going to return, we should probably get rid of his rights, get something back for him, but that possibility is always there, because at the same time, our entire face of the team is different now than it was a year or two ago. We're not trying to make the playoffs anymore. We're not trying to do a rebuild on the fly, because we've already got younger guys coming up and becoming impactful players. So, by the time that a lot of these guys have started to prosper into good NHLers, that's about the time that Tryamkin's gonna have a decision to make and either choose to stay in the KHL or come back to Vancouver and be a part of a young team that's on the upswing. Because overall, the Canucks have a good prospect pool now, and we got good players coming up. So if Tryamkin is able to look at that and he's able to understand, hey, I still have the option to go to this team, and this team is not gonna prioritize Lucas Spiza over me anymore, I'm gonna have a chance. He's not gonna get 29 minutes a night like he is in the KHL, but he'll be more of an important player than the 14 minutes per game player that he was when he was here. And he wasn't comfortable with that. He wasn't comfortable with the 14 minutes. Sometimes he'd get 12 minutes. Sometimes he'd get like 16, 17 minutes. But overall, it's a new coach. It's a new system. It's a new idea amongst the team. And whether or not that's enough to incite a stay-at-home defenseman Nikita Tryamkin to come back, who knows? Because everything is kind of different now. The coaching staff that sat him down and said, here, play like Chris Pronger. Don't play your game, play this game that we want you to play. That coaching staff is probably done. That coaching staff is probably not imposing the same kind of ideas onto players as they did with Tryamkin. So if Tryamkin did come back, it would be, we'd have to trust him enough to say, okay, play the game you want to play, we just want you to play your best. And that's what he wanted when he came here, which we didn't give him. We gave him, okay, here's a video of Chris Pronger, play like him. And overall, the biggest thing that we just have to worry about is the decision. Because if he makes the decision to stay in the KHL, you know he's going to get paid. If he comes over to Vancouver, who knows how much money he's going to get? He shouldn't be getting $925,000 again, for sure. He'd probably get, or ask for, like a $4 million or a $4.5 million deal. And if I'm going to be honest, I'd give it to him. Give him the opportunities to show that he is the player that he wants to be, and he is the player who can make an impact on the Canucks. Because you don't get called the Defenseman of the Month 2 months in a row for being a scrub. And the KHL, of course, it's no NHL, but it is the second highest tier hockey league in the world, so that is obviously an accomplishment. Overall, is he going to return to Vancouver? I really hope he does, because he would provide significant impact to this team, but if he doesn't, it would be understandable. That's what I think about Nikita Tryamkin. What do you guys think? Post your comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Plus, that was for shows like now, Gaming, and bye.